أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الحمد لله نستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعه ووالاه أما بعد فيا عباد الله أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله وحثكم على طاعة الله وطاعة رسوله لعلكم ترحمون قال الله تعالى في كتابه الكريم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وأطيعوا الله ورسوله لعلكم ترحمون. My dear brothers, first of all, we praise and thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all His blessings. We also invoke peace and blessing upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu his family, his companions, and all those who follow him, doing good deeds till the day of judgment. Last time I talked about some aspect of the Rahmah brought by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu was sent by Allah as mercy to all the worlds. One of the aspects is also about the moral revolution, the akhlaq. As I said, إنما بعثت لأتمم مكارم الأخلاق. I have been raised only to perfect the noble characters. They say only, because the noble characters are the key to all success in this life and the life to come. Even all our good deeds, whether they benefit us or not, depend very much on our akhlaq. If we have harmed or hurt people or other people in some way, and then our good deed will go to them. Meaning, even we have done a lot of good deeds, but if our akhlaq is not right, and then all our good deeds will go to our victim. In the Quran himself, also Allah declared and recognized about the the nobility of the akhlaq of Rasulullah will say, وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. And indeed, O Muhammad, you are, or you have the tremendous character. So his akhlaq in many aspects of life. In his ibadah, in his dealing with people, in his dealing with his wife and children, or families, in his dealing with friends, with enemies. When his personal being or self was attacked in some way or vilified, he never took revenge. As we know, when he went to Ta'if to do da'wah, to try to call the Ta'if people to Islam, that happened exactly after the 3-year ostracism or boycott was lifted by the Quraysh. When he could, he and his clan, not only the Muslims, except Abu Lahab, all the members of Bani Hashim family, Muslim, non-Muslim alike, were ostracized in the valley of the mountain for 3 years. Bilal bin Rabah, as a witness, he said, when the Prophet, after this, the ban was lifted, his wife passed away. His uncle also died. So he had nothing left, or no one left to support him. His wife financially and morally, his uncle also morally and socially. So now he lost them. At that time, what he has left on his body, only one piece of clothes torn everywhere, and a damaged footwear. So in that condition, he insisted to go to Taif because he had not tried yet. Can you imagine in that condition? He went to Taif on foot. It's about 70 miles away from us. And to make the story short, when he got there, he was welcomed with stoning. They stoned him. They threw stones at him until he got bleeding. But did he get angry? No. Despite that, he made dua to Allah, not to destroy those people. But he said, Allah mahdi qawmi, فَإِنَّهُمْ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. Oh Allah, guide my people, because they don't know. This is just one aspect of his akhlaq with his enemy. But when the law of Allah is violated, they will stand firmly against the violator or the perpetrator. But if his person, no. We know in his biography also, sometime when he walked to the mosque, somebody always threw dirt or rubbish on him. And then when one day it did not happen, he wondered what happened. He visited the person to check on him, what happened to him. Why he did not throw anything on him anymore. And it happened that that person was sick. This is the problem. Then how he attracted people to Islam. Many of his enemies, through his beautiful character, to become Muslim. When we talk about ibadah, so Aisha noticed that the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu when he stood up at night, he stayed up at night for ibadah to do the tahajjud, for example. And he stood too long until his feet got swollen. And then one day she asked, "Oh Rasulullah, why should you trouble yourself in that manner? Didn't Allah declare in the Quran that if you did commit anything or any sin, He has forgiven you the past and future sins?" And what was his answer? قال أفلا أكون عبدا شكورا? So can I be a thankful or grateful servant of Allah? This is ibadah. And he established the Jama'ah prayer, or praying in congregation, whether in the time of peace or in the time of war. Even Allah Himself in the Quran taught him what to do in the time of war, how to do the Jama'ah. It's in the Quran, which is called Salatul Khawf, the Salah in the state of fear. But still, Jama'ah has to be established. Allah taught the Prophet a special way to do that by dividing his soldiers into two groups. Okay, one group prayed behind him, one raka'ah, they completed themselves the second raka'ah. And they was waiting for another group to come and to join him for one raka'ah. And then the Prophet completed his prayer and the group completed theirs. So it is in the Quran. So in the state of war, the Jama'ah of a praying congregation is necessary. What about in a state of peace and security? And the Prophet himself, whether at home or on a journey, never missed Salat Jama'ah. Never. Even on the day when he was very sick, the day just before his death, first he appointed Abu Bakr to lead people in prayer. But in the state of sickness, very serious sickness, or critical sickness, he insisted to be carried to the mosque. When we are sick, we are not what you call required, to join the Jama'ah in the mosque, even to join the private prayer. But the Prophet would not say. Can you imagine to such an extent, when he was very sick, he insisted the people carried him to the masjid because he wanted to pray in Jama'ah. This is the Prophet of Islam. He never took things for granted. For example, we heard something about the unseen, Maybe we think it may be true, maybe not, because we haven't seen it. But the Prophet not like that. Even when there is a wrong wind or strong wind or storm, he would rush to the mosque. Why? Because he would think that maybe that the day of destruction, the day of judgment, and the prophet. That is why all the prophets of Allah feared Allah more than anybody else. They never took things for granted. This is one of the akhlaq of the Prophet. Even toward his wife, sometimes he was in trouble because on the one hand he has to displease his wife. On the other hand, he had to violate the rules set by Allah. And that happened. But some of his wives, as mentioned in the Quran, that the background of the Asbab al-Nuzul of Surah At-Tahrim, but because his wife or some of his wife made a comment which the Prophet did not disapprove or she did not like. And then, in order not to trouble his wife, so he swore on oath that he will not drink honey anymore. To such an extent. Of course, Allah blamed him later on by revealing Surah At-Tahrim. So why he made haram what Allah has been halal for him only to seek the pleasure of his wife. But the point is not that. You see, his personal character. So he doesn't want to trouble anybody. Even when he comes home in the morning, he would ask his wife, so anything for breakfast? Oh, it says nothing, or Rasulullah. Oh, in that case, I am fasting. He never got angry. And also he can deal with different people at different ages. They could play with the small kids, with the youth, with the elderly. That's how he was. That is why Allah SWT said, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. In the message of God, you have beautiful example to follow. Even Aisha once was asked about the khuluq, the manner of the Prophet ﷺ. She just said in one word, kana khuluquhul Quran. His khuluq in the Quran. You want to learn about the akhlaq, the noble characters, you study the Quran. For example, when Allah explained the qualities of those who have taqwa, al-muttaqin, what Allah said. الَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ فِي السَّرَاءِ وَالضَّرَّاءِ. Those who spend, whether in ease or hardship, when they have plenty of or little, they always try to spend in the cause of Allah. And then وَالْقَاضِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ. And those who can restrain anger, who can control his anger. وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ. And who pardon other people. Wallahu yuhibbul muhsinin, and Allah loves those who do good. So in other words, in Islam, if somebody have done wrong to us, we have to forgive him. Because it is a test from Allah. I think that's all I have to say today. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Qur'an al-azim. ونفعل إياكم بما فيه من الآيات ذكر الحكيم وتقبل مني ومنكم تلاوته إنه سميع عليم. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين المسلمات واستغفروه إنه الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ملك الحق المبين. أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صادق الوعد الأمين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعه بإحسان ليوم الدين. أما بعد فأيها المسلمون اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. قال الله تعالى في كتابه الكريم من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. وقال تعالى إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وسلم تسليما كثيرا. اللهم ارض عن الخلفاء الراشدين المهديين سادتنا أبي بكر عمر وعثمان وعلي وعن سائر الصحابة أجمعين. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم حبب إلينا الإيمان وزينه في قلوبنا وكره إلينا الكفر والفسوق والعصيان واجعلنا من الراشدين. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. اللهم لا تسلط علينا بذنوبنا من لا يخافك ويرحمنا. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأهلك الكفرة المشركين. اللهم انصر المسلمين في كل مكان. اللهم انصر إخوان المسلمين في فلسطين وغزة. اللهم انصر على أعدائهم. اللهم دمر أعداءهم وشتت شملهم وخذهم أخذ عزيز مقتدر. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. ولذكر الله أكبر.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.